Hey guys, what is up? I am back with one of the newer shows of summer anime 2026. And this one is probably the most surprising to me out of any anime that came out this year because this particular series has been adapted so many times throughout the past 2, 3 decades, if you will. So it's pretty well known within the anime and manga sphere, and I'm talking about the Ghost in the Shell franchise. A lot of us grew up hearing about that series, watching it, getting all sorts of merchandise from this series, and this is the first time that the series is adapting the original manga. Something I never knew. I thought, growing up, I thought when I heard of the Ghost in the Shell, and I saw, from if it wasn't Toonami, then the Sci-Fi Channel. I probably shouldn't have been really watching that series when I was younger, but it was on television and it looked cool. Okay, major, one of the greatest female protagonists you can ever think of. Um, I never knew until recently that all those other properties basically took inspiration, and did their own thing, still paying homage to the original manga that came out in the late 80s. And this version of The Ghost in the Shell is basically a full-on adaptation of the series that came out, 1988, 89, perhaps, which has not been done. The only other series that's come into mind that I know that finally adapted many years later after the manga ended in the 80s is Banana Fish. So we never got to see the manga adapted until now. So anybody who read the original manga, no spoilers, I don't want to know. I didn't read it. I'm going to watch the anime alongside with you. Okay? So, without further ado, let's get into The Ghost in the Shell 2026, episode 1. Oh my god, so much. In 2028, oh gosh. And light based back through corporate and assembly get the globe. Oh, so much information. So much. Oh, hey, is that supposed to be the future 2029? We're very far off. We're so far off. Oh. So I'm guessing this is some infiltration that they're trying to do between countries. Mm. Oh. What the heck? Jiraya? Abuto? How did it become like that? Oh, oh, oh. What? What? Why? It's too late. The man's dead. I mean, he popped like a balloon. Oh, so this version of Major is a little bit more reckless. April 10th, 2029. I love how back then they believed the future would have been like high tech, and we are so far off from that. So this version of her is a little bit more silly, whimsy, hot headed. Still gets the job done versus her other iterations. Oh. Hey, who are you, chick? Oh. Mm. Mm. Oh, these kids are getting manipulated. All these poor babies. Oh! What did she do? Oh my god. What they doing to the kids? Oh. Oh, she broke it. Oh. Yo, he's so much more goofier in this version. Like, the characters feel way more lighthearted. Oh, this poor child. Oh. What the? Why did you fling him? Yeah. Oh. He's frying, bro. Like put him back in dry places. Oh no! Oh damn! Oh oh oh! Dang! I mean, yeah, they're androids, but still. He knocked out. What? Did he get haywired? I like how they make it where it's graphic but not too graphic, aka the mosaic filter. The mosaic. Oh, even the robots are silly. Uh, oh no, no. Yo, break it, break it, break it. Oh, oh. Yeah, you about to say bye bye real quick. There she go, there she go, there she. Wait, she in front of you. Oh, 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 she. Oh, dang. Oh my god. Yeah, you lost both your legs. Now what you gonna do? Yep. What about that lunch lady though? Is she gonna get arrested too? I mean, mm, why does he look like that? Don't tell me she's gonna get in his head. Oh, okay. So this version, at least from what I remember of all the other iterations of Ghost in the Shell, this version shows us Major, who obviously in Section 9, working with, the public safety unit for cyber kinetic terrorisms and everything. But her group, her particular unit, what you call it, they're more of the brutal force. They're the ones that come in with the sledgehammers and everything, when the other units or the other groups aren't able to handle the task. So that's the whole point. Like, they're here to really just make sure that, like, obviously the public is safe from cyber kinetic terrorism, anybody that's trying to just take down society via the internet. It's sci-fi. Okay, so they live in 2029. We're not too far off. 3 years we're gonna be in 2029, but we are so far off from this technology. Yes, we do have AI. They did mention AI, mind you. This manga came out in 1989, so it's just like what you call it, obviously their perception of, like, like what could possibly happen in the far off future. Of course, we do have AI. It's very rampant, and we do worry for our environment and all that. Could we possibly lead into a future like that of Major and Bato and all of them in Ghost in the Shell? Who knows? But if you are new to the series and you're wondering, whenever Major says my ghost, she's basically talking about her soul. But because they're so far into the future, and everything is connected by wires and like advanced technology, the human soul, which has no shape, is kind of weird to talk to them because everything is so highly technological. So they say ghost because that's the closest thing you can think of. I mean, the closest that we can have, which I think one of the series that was inspired is what you call it, cyber. Oh my god, I can't remember, but that basically they're having a new anime season possibly next year from Trigger. Yeah, that series. I think it's probably has been loosely inspired by Ghost in the Shell. I could be wrong. I could be a 1,000% wrong. But one thing I will say for sure, this this does give 80s, definitely. Not to say that you didn't have serious series coming out in the 80s or the 90s, but like what I do love is, one, the stylization. You don't see a lot of series nowadays looking like this anymore. So for the fact that like they took the chance to give us an anime, and still keep the style of the characters. Mind you, again, this particular franchise has so many iterations from the original manga, where, you know, Major and all the other characters look more serious, look way more closer to adult, like all that stuff. They still kept a lot of the themes from the original manga, but we have never seen what the manga could look like fully animated until, what, 36 years later, 3 decades later, you know. I believe this is adapting the original manga in its totality. So like the original manga, I think it ran for like, what, 20 something chapters, like 25, 29. So I'm going to go on a limb that we're only going to get 12, 13 episodes. So it's probably going to cover the entirety of the manga, because if you divide up the chapters or stuff like that, it can make them out around that amount. I love how colorful it is. I genuinely love how colorful, versus all the other iterations. They had a more monotone, darker, grittier, edgier tone to it. But this is, again, it could be graphic, and it's hilarious because to show how graphic it can be, you know, that mosaic filter with the multiple squares and everything, and distorted the whatever the image is, but you know, somebody's popping like a balloon, you know, like you go pop goes the weasel with the head, or the entire body. It's reminding me of Psychopaths when they use the the Eliminator, when it gets into that big old gun. I forgot what it. If you watch Psychopaths, you know what I'm talking about. Only season 1, guys. Only season 1. Season 2, no. You can watch the movies after season 1. Season 2, no. Any seasons after season 1, don't do it. Don't do it. And it's just, you know, once it gets into that lethal mode, I believe it was called the Punisher. And when it gets into that lethal mode and it zones in on you, and then you start bubbling up. I can't even do it. I got lip gloss on. I can't make that pop. But this version of Major, again, she's the leader of Section 9, right? Very capable leader and everything. She both iterations show that she jokes with her team. She's very comfortable with her team. They believe in her and she believes in them because they know that she can get the job done. But from my memories, mind you, the older Ghost in the Shell that I've watched, right, was many years ago. So I'm taking this based on what I remember. Heck, even the 2015, 2016 American version of Ghost in the Shell was Scarlett Johansson. Say what you will. I thought it was a decent movie. Could it have been, you know, they chose, you know, we will not get into the debate of that, but it was an okay movie. For me, it was okay. It was okay. Not the best, but it was okay. Anywho, from what I remember of the Major before and the original Major, this is technically the original Major, she was more serious. The one that all of us grew up with, she was far more serious. Again, she will joke and all that stuff. She had her laid back moments, but the whole atmosphere of those versions of Ghost in the Shell was far more serious. This, she feels more lighthearted. She is easily embarrassed, you know, quick with her temper, but excellent of like executing the mission, making sure her teammates know exactly what you're supposed to do, giving orders as she should as the leader of Section 9. She seems even way more laid back, and she's not afraid of looking at authorities and like basically an F you. No, we're gonna do things my way, for the betterment of society, right? We both have a cause. So with the public safety and her group, they have the same goal, but at the same time, it's just like, you're not gonna put a ring around my neck. The big common enemy that you can see so far is the government, unfortunately. I'm not going to really spoil who they're one of the bad guys. There is technically another antagonist of the series, which I won't spoil for those who are just getting into Ghost in the Shell. If you never watched any version of Ghost in the Shell before in your life, I'm sorry if you're hearing pings. This is my poor Discord is going off. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah, I definitely dig this. I definitely like it. And Bato, listen, Bato, anybody that grew up watching Ghost in the Shell, Bato was always serious. This version of him is like, he gives big teddy bear vibes. I never thought I could say that about Bato. He's giving me big teddy bear vibes. Probably, you probably may think otherwise, but like when I compare him to the other version of him, I'm like, okay. And even the big robots, I know they have a certain name, but I can't remember. They're so animated. They're so, before they were just, you know, big that they control, or inside used to control for defense and offense, but they made them so animated in this version, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I definitely want to see the original manga flourish as an anime and see how it's going to be adapted. I know a lot of people who read the original manga has been waiting for this day forever. So like let them have their flowers, their just due, because they've been waiting forever for this version. So if you are a major Ghost in the Shell fan, or if you're just like me who grew up with it in your early childhood, so you know basically the franchise in itself, and you decided to watch this version, do tell me how you felt about this first episode, the 2026 version versus the 90s into the 2000s versions. And if you are a manga reader of the original manga, how do you feel about this first episode versus the first or second chapter that it has adapted? The links are in the description box below, so you guys go check it out. And I'm Kimmy-chan, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.